Right now, hundreds of hotel workers at the Hilton Bayfront San Diego are on strike to protest what they say are unfair wages and benefits. ABC 10 News reporter Sofia Hernandez is joining us this evening. Sofia, it comes just hours before the start of Comic-Con.
Yeah, Kimberly, that's exactly right. And they say that they do not plan on leaving their post. You can hear them chanting. They've been chanting all afternoon, really picketing since this morning. You're looking at a little bit of the bigger group. That's about 600 union workers that say all that they want are fair wages.
We're just trying to help each other. At the end, we're just a team.
Alberto is part of the banquets department. He says negotiations have gone on for far too long.
None of this should be happening. Everything should have been done. We just want to finish it and get back to work, and that's it.
Union workers with Unite Here Local 30 have been in negotiations since November, asking the hotel to increase their wages by $6 an hour. Late Tuesday night, the hotel was willing to do $2.50 over 18 months, but talks broke down.
That's a slap on the face.
These union workers say they plan to keep chanting throughout the weekend, not attending to customers on the busiest weekend for the hotel.
It's hurting us also, but we're hoping that it's hurting them enough to come across with a better contract.
The hotel told ABC 10 News in part, "We are continuing to welcome guests and have contingency plans in place to ensure operations run as smoothly as possible." While the hotel welcomes guests by the dozens, you can see the effects of those workers not clocking in. Mayor Gloria's office released this statement to ABC 10 News, saying in part he's personally been in communication with the management at Hilton, urging them to come to a fair compromise. Those in red say they just want what they believe they are owed.
Almost everyone has two jobs. Some of us pay a mortgage. Rents have gone up the sky high. Groceries. It's ridiculous. And they don't want to come up with a cost of living type of increase. It is just not fair.
Now, the workers who are out here, they range from dishwashing service, housekeeping, chefs, to banquet department, and all the departments really in the entire hotel. And they say that they plan to be out here until an agreement is reached. Reporting live in downtown, Sofia Hernandez, ABC 10 News.
They are getting noticed. Thank you, Sofia. After 3 years' wait, Comic-Con is back in San Diego, and MTS says it's ready for the influx of riders. In addition to all three lines running at full service, there's also a new special event trolley line for Comic-Con attendees. It will run Thursday through Sunday with stops between Balboa Avenue and the Gaslamp Quarter near the Convention Center. All of the lines will operate every 15 minutes until midnight. MTS wants to remind all riders that safety is a top priority, and if you see something, say something.
It's not just a campaign slogan, it's what we really do rely on. If while you're out there you see that suspicious or hear suspicious behavior occurring, please notify transit staff immediately.
You can order your special event trolley line tickets using the Pronto app.
A new report shows just how easy it is to fall into homelessness here in San Diego. The report from Father Joe's comes as the regional task force reported a 10% increase in homelessness since 2020. Father Joe says the most significant factors impacting homelessness in the region are lack of affordable housing, substance abuse, and access to shelter and health care. The report also breaks down potential solutions like funding efforts for affordable housing, as well as subsidies for seniors to be able to rent a place to live in. According to the Task Force on Homelessness, almost 40,000 San Diegans sought homelessness services between 2020 and 2021.
And now to Washington. The committee investigating the January 6th riot says the Secret Service may have violated federal records laws by failing to preserve data, including information related to the Capitol attack.
As ABC's Jay O'Brien explains, this comes after the Secret Service determined it has no new texts to provide Congress relative to the investigation.
In a letter to the January 6th committee, the Secret Service acknowledging a batch of agents' text messages from January 5th and 6th are likely lost.
6 committee chairmen sent a letter on the 16th of January saying preserve everything.
The messages subpoenaed by the committee over the weekend, the agency saying it was only able to recover one text exchange between the former chief of the U.S. Capitol Police and former head of the Secret Service's Uniformed Division. All of the other messages, according to the Secret Service, were deleted during a device upgrade, which began on January 27th, when agency phones were moved to a new cloud system. Adding personnel were given a step-by-step guide on preserving government records from their phones, but some did not. It comes as the House Select Committee investigating the deadly January 6th insurrection prepares for its final scheduled hearing on Thursday in prime time. Expected to focus on the 187 minutes between when rioters breached the Capitol and former President Donald Trump is accused of doing nothing to stop the violence. Trump has called the committee's investigation rigged and one-sided. The committee planning to call two former Trump aides, Deputy White House Press Secretary Sarah Matthews and Deputy National Security Advisor Matt Pottinger. Both resigned after January 6th, giving taped depositions to the committee about this tweet Trump sent lashing out at Vice President Mike Pence while rioters were looking for him inside the Capitol.
We had all talked about at that point about how it was bad.
And in Fulton County, Georgia yesterday, state prosecutors telling a group of 16 Republicans who signed on as so-called fake electors in an effort to undermine the electoral college count in that state that they're now targets of a criminal investigation. The Department of Justice is conducting its own similar federal investigation. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
Today, Ivana Trump, the first wife of former President Donald Trump, was laid to rest. Mr. Trump and their three children, Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, along with their families, gathered at St. Vincent Ferrer Roman Catholic Church for a celebration of life. Ivana was raised in communist Czechoslovakia. She partnered with her ex-husband on some of their most prominent real estate projects. They divorced in 1992. Ivana died after being found unconscious at her Manhattan apartment last week. The medical examiner ruled her death an accident, saying she died from blunt impact injuries to her torso from falling down the stairs. She was 73.
San Diegans rallying to help a woman who has made it her mission to reunite lost pets with their owners.
It makes me feel very much loved and appreciated by the community.
She is a pet detective who recently suffered a setback. Coming up, what members of the community are doing to help her get back on her feet.
And childhood best friends hitting a home run in the business of baseball, how they're helping dozens of minor league teams create new attention-getting identities. ABC 10 News is back in 90 seconds.
San Diego Humane Society is asking for the public's help to solve a dog cruelty case. The Humane Society says somebody found a stray dog with a chain embedded in his neck. The chain caused all sorts of open wounds all the way around. The dog is a 4-year-old French Mastiff found on July 2nd in San Diego's Webster neighborhood. He was brought to the San Diego Humane Society where they gave him some immediate care. Crime Stoppers is now offering a reward of up to $1,000 for information leading to an arrest.
It was a game changer for me.
A specially outfitted van that helped a local nonprofit transport lost dogs got totaled. Now the owner is struggling to figure out how to replace it.
As ABC 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena explains, people are already stepping up in a positively San Diego way.
These are pictures of dogs that have been reunited with their owners thanks to Babs Fry and her nonprofit, A Way Home for Dogs. Babs offers free help getting pets back to where they belong and also rescues strays. But last week, the van she used to do a lot of her work was destroyed.
Out of nowhere, it felt like I had just run into a brick wall.
This Honda Civic had rear-ended her late last Wednesday night on the way to Hamul. Luckily, everyone walked away, but the van was left undrivable.
It was a game changer for me. Passenger provided the climate control. I could put 8 traps in there on any given day. I could trap a dog, keep it in the van while I ran to drop another trap, or take a dog to a vet, or pick one up from the foster.
Babs says, unfortunately, insurance will likely not be able to fully replace the specially outfitted vehicle.
I had all the carpet removed, got it rhino lined, I had a custom frame built in there so I could strap things down and store my gear.
Ongoing supply chain issues are still making buying a new or used car challenging and expensive.
We're looking at, $40,000 or more just to get something similar to what I had.
But since Babs has helped hundreds of people in the San Diego area find their 4-legged family members, she's gained quite a following. people started collecting donations online, and as of today, there's already close to $19,000.
It makes me feel very much loved and appreciated by the community.
Lindsay Pena, ABC 10 News.
A van that does so much good. If you would like to donate to help Babs get a new van, you can go to A Way Home for Dogs. It's the Facebook page or their website. We put a link on our site, 10news.com.
This 10 News Pinpoint Weather Report is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Nobody wows clients like we do.
All right, checking our weather. People are coming in for Comic-Con. We want to give them kind of a good look here for San Diego for
I know.
out-of-towners.
And so many times it actually is very hot during Comic-Con. Luckily, it's mostly indoors unless you're going out there to enjoy all the outdoor festivities. It is going to be warm. We'll be in the 70s, but not super hot. Mugginess, I think, is going to be something we're going to be dealing with a little bit tomorrow and really a lot more on Sunday. Right now, we have a lot of those monsoon clouds streaming across the county. In fact, it's mostly cloudy for a lot of us. As I get our satellite imagery up here, you can see they've been building over the last few hours. Now, if you're in the far north county, like Camp Pendleton and Oceanside, those clouds are making their way towards you right now. If you're farther south, like Chula Vista and Campo, we're actually going to see those clouds pushing out of here within the next couple of hours. I've also been keeping an eye on our Pinpoint Doppler Live. Our 5 radar sweeps are going, and there is a little bit of green showing up in parts of the North County, also near downtown and Point Loma. If any of that is making it to the ground, it would be in the form of maybe a drop or two. That's not about as much as we're seeing. We're getting virga. The rain is evaporating before it is reaching the surface. Temperatures are pretty toasty, but those clouds have actually cooled us off quite a bit. We're in the 70s for the coastal areas, including also in Kearney Mesa and even El Cajon and Alpine have dropped into the 70s. So temperatures several degrees cooler, almost 10 degrees cooler for some of our inland neighborhoods compared to yesterday at this time. Heading into tomorrow, we're going to see another day with a mix of sun and clouds. Anything from mostly sunny to mostly cloudy, just like we saw today. Temperatures in the afternoon, of course, for anybody heading out to Comic-Con, this is pretty much what you can expect. Low to mid 70s. Early in the morning, we'll see mid to upper 60s, and then late at night, also mid to upper 60s, but 70s for most of the day. Inland neighborhoods, I am going to keep 90s in the forecast for Santee, Ramona, and Alpine again, but most areas will be in the mid to upper 80s. 80s will stick around through about 6 o'clock or so, and then we'll start to see more 70s popping up. 80s for the inland and mountain areas. It's actually going to be a bit hotter in the desert areas tomorrow. An excessive heat warning goes into effect tomorrow and on Friday. You can see the heat warnings across so much of the desert Southwest, but high pressure is actually moving away from us. The monsoon is going to be tapering off tomorrow into Friday and early Saturday, but then returns on Sunday when we'll see a chance for monsoon storms returning. Temperatures will actually be dropping into next week as well. The waves also will be tapering off. That high surf advisory finally set to expire at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Low to mid 70s. Stick around into next week along our coast. Tomorrow will be in the mostly mid to upper 70s. And Comic-Con, of course, going on, and Del Mar Racing kicking back off on Friday. Inland neighborhoods, temperatures are going to drop into the low to mid 80s Friday into next week. And it does look like that surge of monsoon moisture by Monday and Tuesday could bring some storms into our valley areas. Likely going to see some changes to our forecast for that, but that's what it's looking like right now. And I'll keep my eyes on that. Starting Sunday, potentially lingering into Wednesday, we'll see a chance for those storms in the mountain areas. Temperatures in the low 80s next week in the mountains. Desert's also dropping to the low 100s.
Thank you, Megan. Time now for 10 News. Time saver traffic with Officer Mark Latulip. How is it out there, Mark?
You know, it's a little better than the last couple of days, actually. Your heaviest commute is in the 805 southbound. We do have a couple of crashes. One at Governor, it's a hit and run. It's on the right shoulder. It has caused a little bit of slowing, though. And then down at 47th Street as well, we have a 3-vehicle collision that's blocking the right-hand lane. Interstate 5 from the Golden Triangle down into the downtown areas, on and off the brakes. And your 163 commute through the park, starting just north of the 8, is a little heavy there as you make your way through Balboa Park. And the 15 southbound from the 52 if you brake lights as you head towards the 8. I'm Officer Mark Latulip with your 10 News Time Saver Traffic.
Thank you, Mark. Gas prices in San Diego County have dropped for the 35th straight day in a row. Right now, the average price for a gallon of regular is $5.82. Prices have dropped 55 cents during this streak.
Knott's Berry Farm will no longer let teens visit alone. Coming up, why the park is launching some new rules later this week.
Skycam Views, sponsored by Carlsbad Solar.
Now to the controversy involving Sesame Place. The popular amusement park in Pennsylvania is apologizing after a video went viral that appears to show a costumed character snubbing 2 black girls. Now the legal team representing the family of the girls is calling for the costumed performer to be fired. ABC's TJ Holmes has more.
Sesame Street, a place of inclusion and learning for generations of kids. But Sesame Place, the theme park based on characters from the iconic children's TV show, is issuing an apology this morning after backlash from this video showing two young black girls seemingly snubbed by a performer dressed as Rosita at the Sesame Place theme park near Philadelphia.
When he got to my children, he, as you can see in the video, just told them no and kept on moving. And then I had stopped the video because I was upset. But after that, he proceeded to hug another girl of a different race. And to me, it's like, so the kids automatically were like, as you could see in the video, they were, upset.
The character of Rosita seeming to shake her finger no before passing by the two little girls.
They're thinking that they did something wrong when they did absolutely nothing wrong. And then to see other children be acknowledged and then you're not acknowledged.
Sesame Place initially released a statement saying that the costumes characters wear sometimes make it difficult for them to see, adding the Rosita performer did not intentionally ignore the girls and is devastated about the misunderstanding. But that statement wasn't good enough for many on social media who expressed outrage. One user writing, "Nothing can undo how these babies were made to feel in this moment. The looks on their faces are so heartbreaking." Singer Kelly Rowland helped draw attention to the issue, speaking about the video on her Instagram.
And did you see that baby's face at the end, the little one with the pink on? She deserves an explanation.
Now, other parents are sharing their own videos that they say show similar instances of their children being treated rudely compared to others, all seeming to show similar bias by characters at the park.
These are innocent children, and the job of the character is to bring joy to the kids and to, acknowledge them. And I'm kind of happy that it went viral because now it brings light to a situation that we shouldn't have anyway.
As a result, Sesame Place has issued a second statement saying that they are committed to making this right, adding they will conduct training for our employees so they better understand, recognize, and deliver an inclusive, equitable, and entertaining experience for our guests.
Was TJ Holmes reporting. The park says in addition to apologizing to the family directly, it has also invited them for a meet and greet with the characters.
Knott's Berry Farm will no longer allow unaccompanied teens in its theme park on weekends after a big brawl. Under this new chaperone policy, all guests 17 and under must be accompanied by someone 21 or older throughout their visit to the park on Fridays and Saturdays. Any teens found unaccompanied will be subject to ejection. Last weekend, a big group of teens got into a fight, forcing the park to close 3 hours early. Today marks 10 years since a San Diego man opened fire inside of a Colorado movie theater, killing 12 people.
When you walked into that theater and when I walked out, I was a different person.
That man narrowly escaped the gunfire. What he's now doing to honor those who were killed. And
I'm sad for me, I'm sad for the people that are struggling.
A San Diego woman getting emotional while talking about the increase in the cost of living. The lawsuit being filed in California in an effort to raise the minimum wage.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
10 years ago today, a San Diego man opened fire inside of a packed movie theater in Colorado. When the gunfire stopped, 12 people were killed and nearly 70 injured. Today, survivors are still trying to move forward.
ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco with how one man is trying to turn his pain into purpose.
Marcus Weaver was at the Denver area movie theater on a date.
Got her something to eat, and I think she asked me, was I getting sick of her yet? I said, absolutely not. And it was just kind of funny that, that happened to be the last words I had with her.
Rebecca Wingo was one of 12 people killed inside the theater in Aurora, Colorado. Dozens of others were wounded when a gunman opened fire inside the midnight showing of The Dark Knight Rises. Weaver was shot twice in the arm, but he managed to escape.
My life was saved that night by a voice in my head saying when it was time to get up, and the gunman's gun had jammed, and that's when I was able to leave the theater.
10 years later, his thoughts remain with the victims.
I don't forget Rebecca, and the other folks who did not make it out.
Weaver says the first 5 years felt like a fog.
When you walked into that theater and when I walked out, you know, I was a different person, but the hardest part was knowing who that person was and without the theater anymore.
He relied heavily on his faith.
I took some time out and got into the Word, and it said I could be a light out of darkness. And so that's what I became for a lot of folks.
One of the brightest lights in his life came 3 years after the massacre when his daughter was born.
I think it was like, all right, I got something to live for now. You know what I mean? I felt like her life was an extension of probably the people who didn't make it out of the theater.
Weaver also honors the victims by giving back. He runs a nonprofit called The People's Pickles. The organization helps ex-cons find jobs. He also works with mass shooting survivors across the country through the On-Site Foundation.
You can do something out of something that was so hard and difficult, and you can make something of anything.
Today, Weaver says he has much to celebrate. He is newly married. He is incredibly grateful, but the 10-year milestone of the tragedy also brings frustration.
I can't tell you how abundant my life has been, but at the same time, it's been an incredible journey. Yeah. And so I'm glad we're at the 10-year mark, you know, and I'm looking forward to the 20th and 30th. But what I'm not looking forward is seeing it still play out every day on my TV set.
Weaver was the first survivor to publicly forgive the shooter. James Holmes, a San Diego native, is currently serving a life sentence. Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
The community is marking the 10-year anniversary with several events. In controversy over a push to raise California's minimum wage to $18 an hour, supporters of the Living Wage Act are now suing the Secretary of State to put it on the ballot this November, and it comes after the initiative was pushed back to 2024 because of confusion over the deadline to submit signatures. ABC 10 News anchor Erin Dickens breaks down the details.
I can't believe this is going on. It's really sad. It's the United States. How can we be like this?
Blanca Arguello says she struggles to put food on the table. Arguello lives in a one-bedroom apartment with her 2 sons. She works at a local grocery store and makes $17 an hour.
I'm stressed out because, I don't have money. We're still saving for the rent. We don't have the money yet.
Arguello hopes the Living Wage Act, an initiative to raise the minimum wage in California to $18 per hour, will be on the ballot this November.
The Living Wage Act attained over 1 million signatures of Californians who want to put it on the 2022 ballot.
And that is enough signatures to get the initiative on the ballot. But Joe Sandberg, the initiative's principal backer, says there was confusion about the deadline. He says Secretary of State Shirley Weber's office told counties they had until July 13th to submit qualified signatures. But the real deadline was June 30th.
Honest mistakes. I think extremely highly of Secretary of State Dr. Weber. Our state agencies are staffed with people who are working hours that are too long for wages that are too low.
Sandberg says the initiative is now qualified for the 2024 ballot. Raising minimum wage from $15 to $18 an hour would give a full-time employee an extra $6,000 every year before taxes. Arguello says any kind of raise would help.
For you guys, $1 is nothing. For us, is our food on the table.
Erin Dickens, ABC 10 News.
A lawsuit was filed to push the ballot measure to this November. A judge will hear that on Friday. We've reached out to the Secretary of State's office. We're waiting to hear back.
There's a new fight brewing over union efforts in San Diego, this time involving construction workers. Today, the National Black Contractors Association held a press conference. They want San Diego law to stay the way it is. Right now, at public projects in San Diego, like the North City water expansion site, contractors do not have collective bargaining rights. But the San Diego City Council is considering putting a measure on the ballot that would repeal a 2012 law called Proposition A and allow workers to bargain collectively. Well, the president of the Black Contractors Association argues that's bad for workers. And after the press conference, he was arrested for shutting down the construction site.
We shouldn't have to fight for a right to work at this juncture. Our politicians, our political leaders,
they should be sensitive to the fact that we have to eat and pay bills as well.
Now, the City Council will vote on Monday on whether to add the repeal question to the November ballot. Forget the intrusive nasal swab, how skin swabs could be next for COVID-19. And if you've got a fear of needles, we'll tell you about the next generation of COVID vaccines being tested in the form of a pill and nasal spray. But first, 10 News Time Saver traffic with Officer Mark Latula.
It's checking in on the North County, taking a look at the 5 southbound. As you approach the 78 through the Camp Pendleton area, you're going to have some brake lights through that area. On the northbound side, you've got a pocket of slowing in Del Mar and Solana Beach. And then as you approach Carlsbad again towards the 78. Speaking of the 78, we do have a crash on Civic Center Drive off-ramp from westbound, so watch out for some activity there. And then it's very busy between San Marcos and Escondido. Interstate 15 looks great. As far as anyone heading home to Temecula, it starts to get a little busy north of the 76. Everyone have a wonderful evening. I'm Officer Mark Latulip with your 10 News Time Saver traffic.
Staying Healthy is sponsored by Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego.
Skin swabs could soon put an end to the uncomfortable nasal swabs for COVID-19. Researchers from the University of Surrey found testing for changes in the fats and the oils in a patient's skin is surprisingly effective at screening for coronavirus. They say the non-invasive swab has detected COVID with nearly 90% accuracy. Researchers say it takes just 3 minutes to get the results from the skin swabs.
As COVID-19 continues to evolve and mutate into more contagious variants, the world is looking for new ways to respond. Reporter Mandy Gaither shows us how the next vaccine to fight COVID could be in the form of a pill or nasal spray.
A wave of COVID-19 crashing over the U.S. again, fueled by BA4 and BA5, the latest variant said to spread more easily and evade prior immunity.
I've been telling folks that it feels a little bit like we're in a no man's land of COVID.
Hospitalizations and deaths are rising, but not yet to the peaks we've seen in past surges. Health officials say it's because of COVID-19 vaccines, and the next era of protection could come in the form of a pill or a spray.
Most of those are in pre-human trials or in very small phase 1 human trials.
Both will need to go through more rigorous, larger-scale testing before even trying to get FDA authorization. But some medical researchers say delivering vaccines via tablets or nasal sprays would deploy more immune defenders to the lining of the mouth, nose, and throat, making the virus less able to replicate. That could slow the development of new coronavirus variants and finally bring the COVID-19 pandemic under control. But there are hurdles.
We have a ways to go still. In a best case scenario, months, but if we don't see more money coming, it could be much longer than that.
For now, health officials and experts continue to urge vaccination and boosters for those eligible. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Childhood best friends hitting a home run in the business of baseball.
One day we decided we were going to pitch 150 minor league baseball teams on designing logos.
Coming up, how they are helping lots of minor league teams create new attention-getting identities.
And I am going to be tracking a lot in your Super 7-day forecast. Monsoon moisture bringing a chance for showers and thunderstorms, an excessive heat warning for parts of the county, and of course your Comic-Con and Del Mar racing forecasts.
All right, now to the 2022 ESPYs, the biggest awards show in sports, recognizing individual and team achievement. This year, NBA superstar Steph Curry will host.
I'm just going to be myself and have fun with it and embrace the opportunity and the honor to host the ESPYs.
The night could be full of lots of honors for Curry, who's up for multiple awards, including Best Male Athlete, alongside Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, baseball's two-way star Shohei Ohtani, and Edmonton Oilers captain Connor McDavid. Could also be a big night for WNBA great Candace Parker. She led her hometown Chicago Sky to a WNBA title last season. She's up for 2 awards, Best Female Athlete and Best WNBA Player. The ESPY Awards get underway tonight at 8, and then we'll be back with more news at 11 o'clock. Well, 2 childhood friends have